All right, this question comes from Almu Grinnell, and it's this is for Warren and Greg. Since 2019, Berkshire repurchased huge amounts of stock, approximately reducing 10% of the share count and increasing the intrinsic value per share for the continuing shareholders. Greg is expected to be the successor of Warren as CEO, so will he be in charge of the main capital allocation decisions, including future share buybacks? Greg has been key in the development of Berkshire Hathaway Energy, and I think a good capital allocator. Has he been involved in the share repurchases that have been executed over the past years? And do you, both Warren and Greg, work together in the estimation of Berkshire's intrinsic value and the share buyback decisions?
Well, the answer is that Greg, I'm going to turn it over to him, but the answer is Greg understands capital allocation as well as I do, and that's lucky for us. And he will make those decisions, I think, very much in the same framework as I would make them. And we've laid out that framework now for 30 years, probably, or something like that. And people make it way more complicated. I mean, particularly if you're working on a doctorate or something, it's just a great subject to have lots of footnotes and 50 pages or 100 pages. But it's no more simple. It's no more complicated than if you and I and Charlie had a business and you wanted to sell your interest, and we could buy it for less than we thought it was worth, and without misleading you in any way about what was going on, and we'd buy it. But Greg, you're on because you're going to be doing it in the future.
Right. Yeah, well, I think, Warren, you said it really well. I mean, the framework's been laid out. We know how you approach it and how you and Charlie have approached it, and really don't see that framework changing. When the opportunity presents itself, we'll want to be an active repurchaser of Berkshire shares. We think it's a great outcome for Berkshire shareholders to own a larger piece of each of our operating businesses and the portfolio of the equity companies when the opportunity presents itself.
It can be the dumbest thing you can do, or it can be the smartest thing you can do. And to make it more complicated than that and start getting into all this, but you obviously do what the business needs to do first. The opportunities are there. Grow your present business, buy additional business, whatever it may be. And then you make a decision on dividends, but that decision becomes pretty irrevocable because you don't cut dividends without having major effects in your shareholder base and a lot of things. And then if you got ample capital and you don't see that you're going to use it all, and your stock is attractive and it enhances the intrinsic value for the remaining shareholders, it's a no-brainer. And if it's above the price of intrinsic value, it's a no-brainer that you don't even listen to anybody, no matter what investment banker comes in and tells you, here's how to do a repurchase program.